He saw the coup by misleading people with lies. My father and our neighbors were misled also with lies.
And they hired a big movie star, Arnold Schwarzenegger, to take my place. And we know how that turned out.
I have a great idea. Why don't we switch jobs? You take over TV because you're such an...
Imagine being called a washed-up action star by a man who actually believes that running a reality TV show is the same as running a country. So why did Schwarzenegger's witty comeback leave Trump completely stunned? Before diving deeper, let me ask a quick favor. If you're enjoying this content, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. More than 98% of viewers watch without subscribing, and while it's free for you, it makes a world of difference for us. Did you hit subscribe? Awesome! Thank you so much. Now let's continue. Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't just sit back and take Trump's jabs. He turned every insult into a chance to make the president look ridiculous. Trump attacked Arnold relentlessly, branding him a failed governor and mocking him as a third-rate movie star. But here's the twist. While most people would have stooped to childish name-calling, Arnold chose a smarter route. With humor, sharp wit, and even a little history, he broke Trump down piece by piece.
The ratings went right down the tubes. It's been a total disaster.
And I take over your job, and then people can finally sleep comfortably again.
You wouldn't expect the Terminator to get reflective, but Schwarzenegger surprised everyone by connecting Trump's fiery rhetoric to his own childhood in post-war Austria. He's spoken about growing up around men who had fallen for dangerous political movements, the same type of language many accuse Trump of fueling. Arnold even compared January 6 to America's broken glass moment, a direct reference to Kristallnacht, one of the darkest chapters in Nazi Germany. This wasn't just a clever dig. It was a powerful and unsettling reminder of what happens when mob-driven anger goes unchecked. What makes Arnold's clapbacks cut even deeper is the way he effortlessly contrasts their careers. Trump constantly boasts about his TV success, bragging about The Apprentice ratings, while mocking Arnold's much shorter run as his replacement host.
Hired a big movie star, Arnold Schwarzenegger, to take my place. And we know how that turned out.
I have a great idea. Why don't we switch jobs? You take over TV because you're such an expert in ratings.
But Arnold struck back with ease, highlighting how Trump's constant obsession with TV ratings made him look less like a president and more like a desperate reality star. While Trump was busy chasing numbers, Arnold was busy chasing impact, from championing environmental initiatives to leading bipartisan efforts during his years as California's governor. And then came the sharp one-liners, the kind so cutting that you almost wonder how Trump managed not to block him immediately.
Ever bet against Trump again? And I want to just pray for Arnold, if we can, for those ratings.
President Trump sought to overturn the results of an election, and of a fair election.
Arnold didn't hold back. At one point, he flat out called Trump the worst president in American history. What made it sting even more was the delivery. Calm, measured, almost casual. That quiet confidence gave the insult twice the weight. But the real mic drop? That came when Arnold flipped Trump's own immigration rhetoric back on him, joking about deporting his illegal son Barron. It was sharp, unexpected, and it shredded Trump's thin-skinned persona in an instant. So the question is, how did Trump, a man notorious for firing back at critics with lightning speed, handle Arnold serving him this brutal
He
roast?
saw the coup by misleading people with lies. My father and our neighbors were misled also with lies. They're complicit with those who carried the flag of self-righteous insurrection into the Capitol.
Well, let's just say things didn't exactly go Trump's way. He loves throwing around the word loser. But how do you use that against someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger, a man who's been dominating movies, politics, and even memes since the 80s? The short answer, you don't. Trump's playbook is predictable. Any critic gets hit with personal insults. Schwarzenegger was no exception. Trump mocked him as a failed governor and tried to humiliate him over The Apprentice ratings. But here's the twist. Arnold doesn't just shrug it off. He transforms it into pure gold. While Trump flounders with childish name-calling, Arnold counters with humor, charisma, and razor-sharp precision, flipping every jab right back.
Hey! And the motherfucker said, I beat the man. They were like, fuck yeah! Excuse me, fake reviews. Fake reviews. Fake reviews. There's a lot of great people on both sides. Lots of great people on both sides. I know Harry, he's a great person.
Schwarzenegger fired back by telling people to focus on real issues instead of getting lost in the ex-president's petty Twitter meltdowns. That's the genius of Arnold's approach. He doesn't just dodge the insults, he makes them funnier. It's like watching a schoolyard bully get roasted by the cool kid everyone actually admires. And Trump's obsession with ratings? That was the perfect opening. When Trump tried throwing shade at Arnold's short run as host of The Apprentice, Arnold...
The good thing is that he soon will be as irrelevant as an old tweet. Patriotism means to stand by the country. It does not mean to stand by the president.
Arnold coolly reminded everyone that TV ratings are nothing compared to running the world's fifth largest economy. And let's be honest, Trump bragging about television numbers feels almost pathetic when you remember this is the same man who once held the nuclear codes. That's the brilliance of Arnold's style. He takes the jab, flips it, and reminds people that true achievements don't need to be shouted from rooftops. They speak for themselves.
President Trump is a failed leader. He will go down in history as the worst president ever. But what are we to make of those elected officials who have enabled his lies and his treachery? Now, I grew up in the ruins of a country that suffered the loss of its democracy.
And then came the knockout punch, Schwarzenegger's infamous Barron joke. While Trump had painted immigrants as dangerous and unwelcome, Arnold flipped the script. Speaking directly to Trump's rhetoric, he quipped about deporting his illegal son, Barron. Savage? Absolutely. But it wasn't just a joke. It exposed the hypocrisy in Trump's stance on family and immigration, and you could tell it hit a nerve. Trump likes to brand himself as a winner, but against Arnold, he simply doesn't have the range. Whether it's humor, history, or pure charisma, Schwarzenegger shows that wit doesn't just win the moment, it lasts. Arnold didn't just swat away Trump's petty insults. He demonstrated how intelligence and substance can completely dismantle cheap shots. Drawing from his own journey as an immigrant and a self-made success, Arnold never had to yell, never had to stoop down to Trump's level. Instead, he exposed flaws, highlighted hypocrisy, and made people laugh while doing it. If this clash proved anything, it's that cleverness and humor will always outshine ego-driven comebacks. Arnold reminded us that real leadership isn't about bragging, it's about results. And honestly, who would have thought the Terminator would school a former president this effortlessly? Maybe it really is Schwarzenegger time.